Hi, we're here at the Fighting Spirit Film Festival and we're lucky enough to have a chat with Mike Fury, author of Life of Action.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. You've just done a seminar on how to make a modern action movie. How did that go?
Yeah, it was really good. It was a good audience turnout. The only thing that's quite challenging is trying to condense everything you want to say into a short window of time, because obviously you do have a lot to cover. And one point that I really wanted to put across to everyone, because we had a really good panel, is, you know, everyone can share their experiences and their insights, but the bottom line is there's no rules, there's no set path, and you know, people can make films in so many different ways and with so many different unique paths and experiences. So it's just really about, you know, communicating that, but letting everyone know that there are key lessons and learnings that you can take and apply to your own film. So it's just, yeah, just really hopefully something that everyone finds useful, because this festival also showcases a lot of short films. So there's aspiring filmmakers coming to watch the big films and have their short films showcased. So hopefully it's useful for them, basically.
Yeah, I mean, you did have a great turnout in that, so it was, it's quite... What's your background in film? How did you get started?
My background really comes from training in martial arts, and through that, through my own experience and meeting people, having the opportunity to get involved in kind of fight roles and stunt roles to small levels, and kind of working my way up from there. But of course, it all comes back to being a film fan at the end of the day. So, like all of us, I'm sure, you know, grew up watching films, loving, you know, every kind of action film imaginable, whether it's Jackie Chan, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, and having a real passion for that, and just wanting to work in this field to some capacity, which, you know, led me to film, led me to Life of Action, and all this other stuff. So yeah, it's just it's something that's fueled by passion, I think.
What was the first? Do you remember back to the first film where you watched and you realised this is what path you wanted to take?
There's so many. I grew up with a lot of classic Hollywood films, which not necessarily action, but classic Hollywood. But one of the first ones, and I'm not just saying this because it's on your shirt, but No Retreat, No Surrender, was such a pivotal film for me, because I remember I was quite a young boy. My friend had it on video, and we watched it. And I remember as a kid, we fast forwarded through all the dialogue, and we just went to the Bruce Lee ghost scenes, and also the fight scene at the end with Van Damme. And of course, I've rewatched it again, and it's really fun. But yeah, that was definitely a big film for me. And then watching Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan and all this stuff just really had a big impact on me.
Kickboxing was my start.
Yeah,
that was the first one I saw. Yeah. I think I watched that when I was about 6, and that just opened up a path and everything.
Kickboxing is still one of my favourite Van Dammes. I know it's usually a lot of people say Bloodsport, and I love Bloodsport too, but for me, Kickboxing is the one.
Kickboxing was the one for me, yeah. Definitely. So you said earlier about your book, Life of Action. The first one is already done. That's a brilliant book, very informative. Read it all the way through. You've got the second one coming out soon. What can you tell us about that?
I just really wanted to evolve what I'd done the first time around. Obviously, I'm very grateful, like genuinely so grateful that everyone, as you say, you know, people seem to enjoy the book, and I'm very grateful that, you know, you said that. People found it interesting and informative, and what was nice is that a lot of people involved in the book, even people like Scott Adkins, said that, you know, if he wasn't in the book, he'd still get it anyway, because it's interesting, it's something that's interesting to him. So just really wanted to evolve on that. Obviously, there were people that I couldn't get in the book first time around. There are still people that I can't get in the second book that I'm going to try and get in the third book. So, you know, again, speaking to actors, filmmakers, stunt people, and got some really good names involved in the second book. Kind of so similar format, similar style, but obviously hearing new stories from new people, basically.
How did you, do you meet the people, or is it just all done over?
Yeah, it's a mix. I mean, sometimes it depends if people are around, you can meet them. Sometimes it's Skype, it's phone. It depends on if people are available. Obviously, in England, we're kind of in a position where if people are in England or passing through, you might be able to meet them. Otherwise, it tends to be phone and Skype. So if you're traveling, you know, if you went to LA, you might be able to meet some people there. So it depends on kind of what people are doing and what their availability is at that time.
And when will that be available?
It's currently aimed at late 2018, it could be early 2019, but basically not too long, hopefully.
And where are we going to be able to get that?
Where?
Yeah.
It will be available on Amazon, online, and all the usual places, so it should be widely available, both as a physical book and an e-book, although I'm not a fan of e-books myself. I prefer a proper book, but some people like e-books, so it'll be available on both.
Okay, excellent. One last question. We are the movie rankers. This all started when we were discussing the Die Hard series. From 1 to 5, what's your favourite?
I'd have to be really boring and follow these franchise sequentially. So, number 1 is my favourite, closely followed by number 2. I do love those two films; they are the best. Number 3, I have a soft spot for Die Hard with a Vengeance.
That's my favourite.
Okay, well, that's a good choice. And I'm not massively keen on the sequels after, so it would go 4 and 5. So it's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
thanks very much for your time.
Thanks.
Much enjoyed it.
Thanks, man.
Thanks very much.
Cheers.